Welcome to the Daily Dose of Zendikar Rising. Welcome all to the return of the Daily Dose of Zendikar Rising. We are back today to talk about some cards that might not look good at first, but if you put them in the right deck, they can succeed. First off is a red card that wants you to destroy a lot of your own land. Here is Nahiri's Lithoforming. You often don't want to play a spell that can destroy your own permanents, but late in the game this might be what you need to gain some card advantage and remove some lands you might not need anymore. If you do draw any lands from this spell, you can instantly put them back onto the battlefield. This could be a way to get ahead or a last-ditch effort to find some resources to help you win the game. Either way, I think it'll find a place in some decks. Often in limited, standard, and most any format, it's hard to mill out your opponent to win a game. I have a card here that can help you do that, but it's also got another use. Here is Maddening Cacophony. Milling is often not everyone's cup of tea, but this can get rid of 20% of a limited deck in one go. The main goal of this card, though, is not to mill out your opponent, but to make sure they have the minimum 8 cards in their graveyard needed to turn on a bunch of cards of synergy from Zendikar Rising. There are at least 8 cards in the new set that give you bonuses once your opponent has 8 cards in their graveyard. And in standard, there's even cards from previous sets like Thieves Guild Enforcer that do as well. So getting to that number is of utmost importance. I think this card is much better than it first looks, and I hope you agree. Finally, I have a red 1-mana creature that isn't an aggro creature. Here is Wayward Guide Beast. At first glance, this seems like a bad goblin guide. Playing this on turn 1 and having 0 land on the battlefield afterwards doesn't feel good. But is that necessarily the design purpose of this card? I believe its main design was so later in the game you can return lands to your hand for either landfall shenanigans or to return one of the modal DFCs like Valakut Awakening back to your hand after you played it as a land in the early part of the game. With multiple modal DFCs kicking around on the battlefield and pretty much in every deck you play, you can pick and choose each time you damage your opponent which one you want to return to your hand to get more spells and better card advantage. Hope that everyone sees the value in these 3 cards that they might have overlooked at first. Thanks for watching, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll see you again next time.